What is up, guys? Your boy Ren here today, and well, we've got some more news about the Altered Genesis set from Japan, and we've got some, fantastic cards being revealed, tag team supporters, new GXs, many fantastic cards that are really game-changing. So we're gonna go card by card. There's a lot of them, so this is gonna be like a huge website here, and we're gonna go card by card. Of course, the website is pokebeach.com. That's where we're gonna get the news from today. All right, so as you can see, bam, that is really, that is a big website, but I want you to see that. So we're gonna go and card by card, talk about every single card and actually review those cards, because why not? And I'm bolding, but that's a different story. Okay, so first things first, we've got Volcarona, and look at that gorgeous art for a second. What an art that is. Volcarona, holy moly. I mean, I love that, and Kovac came to see that. Yeah, looks gorgeous. We've got a stage 1, of course, here, and that evolves from Mothra, right? So let's look at the ability. Besides 210 HP, ability Scorching Body. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard fire type energy from your hand. If you do, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this actually works with our fire type Weezing that we've done on the channel, and it kind of makes sense for that spread type of deck. But let's see what is else. So we've got a double fire and 1 colorless. It's a backfire, 160 damage. Return 2 fire type energies from this Pokemon to your hand. That's actually not bad. That's, you're returning those energies from the Pokemon to your hand. You can welder them again to draw those 3 cards, or you can attach them somewhere else so they are not stuck on this Pokemon. Is this Pokemon a game-changing? Not really, but is it good? Well, in a specific deck, it can be really good, and I can see that happening, maybe, in, as I said, Weezing deck. Of course, I forgot to mention, this set releases in Japan on September 5th. Okay, let's go, let's move in further here. This card has also GX attack, great heat wave for 1 fire type, discard all energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon, and that, well, that is a really good counter towards anything that has to load a lot of energy. Great against Pikarom, great against Rashizard and any other decks this type. So here, for me, it's a pass. Let's look later. We've got Lunala over here. Again, gorgeous looking Lunala. I mean, I love that art. Really, have you seen that? Starting Remix Bout, they really are doing a fantastic art. I mean, come on, look at that art. That is a gorgeous looking art. But let's talk about Lunala for a second. Ability Lunar Ring. Once during your turn, if you have Solgaleo in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 energy cards and attach them to your Solgaleo and Lunala in any way you like, then shuffle your deck. It's a stage 2, but it is a benched ability. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be your active, so it might really work in the Solgaleo deck and any metal deck. So for here, it's okay. Then we've got Armaldo over here, another stage 2. So stage 2s are coming back, but are they going to really see a competitive play? Well, we don't know yet. I would not say so, but hey. Fighting type, 150 HP, evolves from Anorith. Double colorless, it's Enchanting Blast, 20 plus damage. This attack does 50 more damage for each unidentified fossil in your discard pile. So it can attack up to 220 with a fighting type. Not bad for a stage 2, but I would prefer something more. Of course, also we've got a second attack, which is called Macclaw, 1 fighting and 100 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by any resistance. Well, not the best attack here, but the first one, really cool. Again, with TCE, it might not be that bad of an idea. Maybe with a fire type energy, who knows? Meanwhile now, HP is 70, dual call, search your deck for up to 2 tag team cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck, and also second attack, Dark Clamp, 20 damage, the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. I would say this, if this attack, the first one, would be for no energy at all, it would be a lot similar to the Beacon of Vulpix, but here, well, it is kind of, but you have to waste that energy here, so I'm not that that big of a fan, but if you don't have a search, that's definitely a good search. Let's look even further. We've got Arceus and Palkia over here, and I reviewed them already. We've talked about those cards, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. Nice attacker, but really it's gonna be interesting to pull it off. And if you're wondering what I'm thinking about those cards, well, there are videos and you can watch them as well. Guzzlord, the same thing. I've already reviewed, we already know it, but we've got a Drumpa, and that cheeky bastard actually, grabbed some attention, because this is a card that some, I'm not saying everyone, but some might play in the Reshiram Zekrom deck as it's gonna come out. Why? Due to the TCE attack that he has here, because again, you have access to fire and electric type in the Pikachu and Zekrom, Reshiram and Zekrom, and that is a really nice attack. So first it's Dragon Claw, 20 damage, but we don't care about that attack. We care about the second one, which is Dragon Fan. It's 70 plus damage. If this Pokemon has at least 2 different types of basic energy attached to this, it deals 70 more, so 140, actually turn 1, let's be honest about that, because you can pull this off turn 1 and it's okay, because you've got a welder, you attach it from energy, so 140 from the start, from a baby card. I mean, that is really good. And are we going to see a Drampa only deck with like Dragon Claw? I think we might see that deck as well, because it might seem like the comeback of the baby decks of Shrines of Punishment and maybe some other things. Definitely worth checking out, and definitely that is a huge card from that set. Let's go even further. We got Mega Lopunny and a Jigglypuff GX. That's how it looks like. Again, looks fantastic, looks gorgeous, it's so colorful, and I mean, come on, who doesn't like those Pokemons? But let's look at the attacks first. We've got a TCE, so triple colorless. Jumping Balloon, 60 plus damage. This attack does 60 more damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon EX and GX. And right now we're in the world where everyone is playing at least 2 to 3, so it definitely will deal at least this 180 damage, right? To 240, maybe more because of the Denes and others. So definitely a nice attacker here for the colorless. Loving that, and that literally that might find a place in the fire type decks, or maybe in other decks that will utilize fire type energy to pump it up. I mean, this is just fantastic. And let's look at the GX we got for 1 colorless, Puff Smasher GX. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, because Jigglypuff sings his song. But if this Pokemon has at least 4 extra energy attached to it, this attack does 200 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That is huge. And oh, dark type deck as well right now with Weevil, it can put that energy here. So definitely huge card, can splash anywhere, can be a fantastic tech. But now we're going into trainer cards, and honestly this is huge, this is big, and this is the card I'm gonna tell you in a second. But first, art is fantastic. Loving that art. It's simple, but it says a lot. But what it is a tag whistle, and I can guarantee you this will change the meta forever, just because you can search up to 2 tag team cards and put them into your hand. Honestly, this is like electromagnetic radar for almost any deck, and you don't have to discard anything. This is just fantastic, honestly. This is something that a lot of decks lacked, and it will, it will probably, reject or get rid of Cherish Ball, because that, you rather play 1 tag whistle and you get the tag teams you want up to 2 than just playing 1 Cherish Ball and maybe you'll see that one and you still have to dig for another one. So definitely this is a better Cherish Ball, and hands down I know this is going to be played. This is a tier 1 card, hands down, a better Cherish Ball. Even if you only play like 3 tag teams, it's still better than the Cherish Ball, because it gives you, of course, 2. The only problem is that Cherish Ball gives you GXs in general, so you might search for the DNA, but if your deck is constructed around only tag teams, that is your choice. If you have like the DNAs and others, well, it might be hard with that, because you can't pull it with the tag whistle, but still, It's a great card, tier 1 material, easy, hands down. And honestly, I will see that, I'm definitely seeing that, those cards being played. Island Challenge Amulet over here as well. We've got a nice amulet. Okay, the art is bad. Let's agree on that. The art is... I mean, in comparison to the others, the art just is meh. But okay, let's look at the card itself. The max HP of the Pokemon GX or EX this card is attached to is reduced by 100. But if it gets knocked out, you take one less prize card. That is quite interesting card, and definitely an interesting tech if you're scared of giving up those prize cards. Let's look at the Beastite again. Fantastic art, fantastic Beastite. And the attack of Ultra Beast this card is attached to do 10 more damage for each prize card you've taken to your opponent's active Pokemon. That is great, because again, you can up to like 40, 50, even 10 damage more is huge in these days. So definitely fantastic tool for the Blacephalon GX. And now let's go to creme de la creme. We've got a tag team supporters. I'm not joking, tag team supporters. And I'm gonna start with red and blue because we knew red and blue will happen, right? So let's start with something that we knew it's going to happen. So red and blue. What is that? Do you need anything? Well, let's read the card. So the card says, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon GX that evolves from one of your Pokemon in play, and put it on that Pokemon to evolve it. Then shuffle your deck. So this is literally like an Evo Soda type of deal, and it's not that bad. It's okay. Definitely speeds up many decks so they can compete against those huge tag teams. But also, additionally, you may discard 2 energy cards from your hand. So it's additionally, so you don't have to use a second effect, but you can discard 2 energy cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to the Pokemon you evolved. So that definitely will see a play in Dark Box. I can see that being there, and hands down. Maybe maybe also in no, not really a Blacephalon, but there are decks that are going to utilize that. Naganadels definitely will be able to pull this off. Fantastic card, and there's no drawback to this card because even though it's a tag team, right? So even though it's a tag team, there's no another GX counter, there's nothing else around it. You just play it and use 2 effects. Quite cool, and I like the art. The art is really good. They combined 2 arts into one. The background is quite okay, so here it's a pass from me. And we've got also a Cynthia and Caitlyn kind of okay art. They just, really, they are just taking the characters from their own cards and just putting them here. It looks kind of like a little bit bad Photoshop, but it's okay. And the card says, put a supported card from your discard pile into your hand. Okay, excluding any Cynthia and Caitlyn or card discarded by this card. Nice. Okay, it's good that they're adding this rule. Additionally, you may discard 1 card from your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. That definitely leaves a lot of options. You can play Lieutenant Sarge, use that, get something you really need. So definitely a nice supporter, but not for every single deck. For me, nice attempt, and I might say, it can see some play, not every, but it can see some play in certain decks, definitely. Also, we've got a Cherish Ball over here, and the Cherish Ball, art is okay, but I think this will be the leak promo for like October, maybe November. That's how it looks like, right? It looks like an additional alternative art of our Cherish Ball, and for us, all those alternate arts are always in leaks for the leak promos. And we've also got an Alolan Ninetales promo that will be given out with booster boxes. That's how it looks like. And honestly, that is wow. That is one pissed Alolan Ninetales, and I love it. I love the art of that. And the attack is called Dust Blow. 10 times damage. This attack does 10 times damage for each Pokemon tool card in your discard pile. So definitely, maybe tool decks are gonna be back. Looks great, and I can't really wait to play those cards, to have hands on those cards. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and let's not forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like that, for more details about the upcoming sets and my reviews of those cards. Raven loves ya. Goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang, bang, bang.